Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Welcome to lesson 3 from unit 3, The Future of Transport for grade 10 students. This lesson is prepared and presented by your teacher, Mr. Salim Ashur. First of all, let's have a look at the lesson objectives. We have about 6 main objectives. Number 1. Listen to a conversation for general and specific information. 2. Listen to ways and expressions of giving opinions. 3. Practice giving opinions for given situations. 4. Brainstorm arguments for and against a debate topic. 5. Develop arguments for a debate. And finally, participate in a debate. Let's start our first task. Listen and answer. Look at the picture. Do you know the person in the picture? Now, listen to Sophie and Jean talking about this person. Choose the correct option. You can stop the video in order to read the 6 statements with their options. Then you can replay it in order to listen to the tape script. And here we go.
Unit 3, Listening 3.1. Jean, do you know this person? Yes, sure I do. It is Elon Musk, the famous entrepreneur. You're right, but his second name is not Musk, it is Musk. M-U-S-K. Oh, okay, good you told me that. I have read a lot about him, and I think he's an inspiring person. Okay, so tell me, what have you learnt about him? Well, from a young age, he was interested in reading and computers. When he was 10, he taught himself programming skills, and 2 years later, when he was 12, he built a video game, which he sold for $500. Wow, he made his own video game when he was 12? Okay, Sophie. I know that he is interested in space and he founded SpaceX. Do you know anything about that? Yes, I do. SpaceX is a space exploration company that makes spaceships. He is also committed to doing something about global climate change. And because he cares so much about protecting the environment, he founded Tesla Motors, which manufactures electric cars. That sounds very positive. Okay, Sophie. I read that Elon Musk is also very interested in all kinds of future transport. Yes, he has invested a lot in developing a new concept of transport called the Hyperloop. The Hyperloop? What is that? Well, the Hyperloop is a new mode of ground transport that is expected to enable people to travel between major cities within minutes. Imagine that!
Good. So let's check your answers. If you manage, of course, to answer all of them. If you need to listen again, just go back and listen again to the tape script. So, number 1. His name is Elon Musk. A. 2. Elon is an entrepreneur. 3. Elon created a video game when he was 12 years old. 4. SpaceX is a company which manufactures spaceships. Elon is interested in global climate change. 6. Elon works in developing a new means of transportation called Hyperloop. Of course, this conversation doesn't end at this point. And let's continue it with the next task. Listen. You are going to listen to the second part of the conversation between Sophie and Jean talking about the Hyperloop. Write T if the statement is true and false if the statement is false. The letter F if the statement is false. Read silently the six statements by yourself, then listen to the tape script. Here we go.
Listening 3.2. Wow, Sophie! That sounds so exciting. I can't wait to find out more about this new invention, the Hyperloop. So, what is it? Well, a Hyperloop is a high-speed public transportation system. So, how is it different to a high-speed train like those you can find in Japan or China? The main difference is that the Hyperloop uses floating pods within low-pressure tubes. These pods carry passengers through tubes or tunnels from which most of the air has been removed to reduce friction. To reduce friction? Do you mean that these pods have no wheels? Yes, precisely. The pods have no wheels. They float on air inside the tubes, or they use magnetic levitation, which helps to reduce friction. So, passengers travel in pods, like capsules? Exactly. And these pods float on air and do not touch the ground? What a great idea! Does this Hyperloop already exist? Not yet, but a number of companies are working hard to turn the idea into reality. Oh, so the Hyperloop will be faster than fast trains or cars, but I think it will be a lot more expensive. On the contrary, the Hyperloop will be cheaper and it could make travel between cities much easier. So, do you think it will be available in the coming years? Yes, but the technology for the Hyperloop is still being developed. The first Hyperloop will probably be ready in 3 years' time, in 2023. That long? I can't wait to try it. It sounds absolutely fantastic.
Good, so let's check your answers. 1. Jean was not interested in hearing about the Hyperloop, and this is, of course, false. The Hyperloop is a new type of train. Also, this is false, because trains have wheels, Hyperloop don't. Passengers traveling by Hyperloop will sit in pods. True. The pods will float on air that will not touch the ground. True. Traveling by Hyperloop will be more expensive than traveling by train. False. The first Hyperloop is likely to be operational in 2025. This is false. Maybe 2 years earlier. That is in 2023. Good. Now let's move on to the next task. Listen and match. Listen to the people in the pictures giving their opinions about the Hyperloop. What does each person think about it? Listen and match the statements below with each person's opinion. So read the four statements from A to D by yourself, then play the video in order to listen. And here we go.
Listening 3.3. 1. It might be dangerous because of the high speed at around 1100 kilometers per hour. Also, how can we make sure that the pods will not crash into each other inside the tube?
2. Well, it sounds very interesting. I can't wait to actually see one in reality. I would like to hear more details about it.
3. There is no way that it would cost less than traveling by train. I don't think we have the advanced technology to produce it, though.
4. I think there is one big problem with the Hyperloop. You could get trapped inside one of those pods and you might not be able to get out of them that easily.
Good. So, listen again and check your answers.
Listening 3.3. 1. It might be dangerous because of the high speed at around 1100 kilometers per hour. Also, how can we make sure that the pods will not crash into each other inside the tube?
2. Well, it sounds very interesting. I can't wait to actually see one in reality. I would like to hear more details about it.
3. There is no way that it would cost less than traveling by train. I don't think we have the advanced technology to produce it, though.
4. I think there is one big problem with the Hyperloop. You could get trapped inside one of those pods and you might not be able to get out of them that easily.
Good, so the final answers should be written in your exercise book as it follows. 1. D, 2. A, 3. B, and 4. C. Good. Now let's move on to the next part. Discuss. In pairs, read the following statements about the Hyperloop and express your opinion about each statement in 1 or 2 sentences. Be ready to write your sentences in your Google Classroom in the page regarding the homework. So try to select one of these statements. The Hyperloop could reduce congestion on roads or will make traveling faster, might be dangerous, is not going to be a reality anytime soon, will be expensive. There is a speech bubble. I don't think so. The Hyperloop might be a reality sooner than you think. And good luck. So next part. Read and answer. Look at the picture of Sami and Khalid and discuss these questions. Where are they? What are they talking about? So here I think that they are in a classroom. We have, might be an interactive whiteboard. What are they talking about? Maybe about the homework or the exams or any topic. So let's see part 2. Read the dialogue. Answer the questions below. The first question. What is Sami's problem? Question number 2. How does he feel about it? Question number 3. Why did he arrive late to class? So let's see the dialogue. Khalid, what's up, Sami? You look upset. And this is actually the answer for question number 2. So upset is the answer for how does he feel about it. Let's continue reading. Sami, I got low marks in my exam, although I was prepared and had worked hard for it. So, and this is the answer for question number one. The problem that he has got low marks in his exam. And question number two, he looks upset or he feels upset. Let's continue in order to get the answer for question three. Why did he arrive late to school? Oh, you got marks. You're joking. No, I'm not. It's true. I'm shocked. You are always so good at school. Why did you get low marks? I was late, and when I arrived, I found that my classmates had already started, and the teacher didn't give me any extra time to finish the exam even though I was late. But why were you late, Sami? Actually, this is the question 3. Well, you know, I came to school by bus and there was a lot of traffic and we got held up. And this is the answer for question 3. Let's continue the dialogue. Oh, I think school buses should have a separate lane. Then they wouldn't get caught in traffic. You are absolutely right. But why don't we think of a better way to get to school? What do you mean? I mean, how can we solve this problem? Can't we think of some other kind of transport? Like what? Imagine if there was another way to get to school other than the school bus. And here we have an electric bike. This might be the solution for them. So let's check the next step. Listen and answer. Listen to the second part of the dialogue between Sami and Khalid and write T if the statement is true and F if it is false. Actually, in this table we have the letter T and F. Just we are going to put a tick under the appropriate answer. So read the statements by yourself, then listen and check your answers. Here we go.
Listening 3.4.
I don't think we need school buses any longer.
But how will we get to school? Especially those students who live some distance from school.
I believe we need to look at auto-electric bikes. This might solve the problem of being caught in traffic.
Auto-electric bikes? How do they work?
They're programmed to take you to school without you having to pedal or control the steering wheel. You just sit and enjoy the ride.
Oh, I think that could be dangerous, couldn't it?
No, they're supposed to be very safe.
How can they be safe?
Well, they have a screen in which you can select your school and it takes you there directly. They have sensors and cameras that keep track of cars, bikes, or any other obstacles you may come across on the street.
That sounds great.
Your parents can also track you from home or from their mobiles in order to make sure you reach your school safely.
Okay, one more question. Where can you keep your school bag?
I think there is a small storage area at the back of the bike where we can keep our things.
Brilliant. I'd love to have one in the future.
Good, so let's check your answers. Number 1. Sami thinks that do not need to use school buses any longer. And this is true. 2. Using auto-electric bikes will solve the problem of being caught in traffic. Also true. 3. Khal thinks that this kind of bike might be safer than other kind of transport. False. This is the idea of Sami, not Khalid. 4. If students use this kind of bike, parents will know where their children are. True. because they have tracking software. 5. The auto electric bike won't have any space for the school bag. This is false. There is a small storage space. Good. So what do you think about these auto electric bikes? It sounds great idea. So let's see the next part. This is actually our debate. Work in your group. Debate Sami's idea below about the future of school transport. We don't need school buses any longer. They should be replaced by auto electric bikes. Do you agree with Sami? Make notes about your arguments and supporting evidence for each argument. Of course, you can use expressions in the useful language box. For instance, I feel or I believe, it might be, it sounds interesting, I think, there is one problem with, you are absolutely right, not necessarily, that makes sense, perhaps, but if you make me or if you ask me, I'm not sure that. Good. So you should think about your arguments and your opinion. Either you are for or against. This is the end of our lesson for today. Thank you for your attention. Please stay healthy, helpful, and calm. Wear your masks. Don't touch your face. Keep your distance. Wash your hands and pray that the Almighty will
put an
make
end to
an
this
end to
pandemic.
this pandemic. And goodbye.